So that magic moment when a client of yours at the moment sends you an email introducing you to someone else. I'd like to introduce you to my colleague X, Y, and Z. Woohoo! You start to think. Their brain starts ticking about opportunities and new customers and what you can do with every money, and all of those things need to calm down. So many business owners, unfortunately, and sales professionals get referrals wrong and they handle them badly. And in this video, I'm going to share with you what you need to do to handle a referral correctly in a way that will hopefully make the person you're talking to love you, but also make the referrer want to keep referring things to you. My name's James White. I'm a small business sales expert, man that loves helping great service businesses gain great results. Let's have a look at the video, and if you do like it, subscribe to the channel, smash that notification button so you get my videos every Saturday, and let's have a look at what you can do to properly engage and get the right results from a new customer referral. So point number one is this: don't assume anything. Assumptions make an arse out of you and umption. And if you really want to make sure that you get this referral and get the right result with it, don't assume. Too many people just assume, oh, because they've been sent something through and someone's introduced me to someone else, it's a done deal, I don't have to do any work. Be careful about that. Yes, it puts you in a great position. Sales is all around understanding. When you understand a prospect and then build belief and trust, you get results. And when someone's referred you, you've already built a lot of that belief and trust with that person. But if you assume things and just assume that it's going to be a fait accompli and easy to do, it's going to cause you a problem and could cause you to come up and lose the opportunity. So the first point is this: don't assume, still approach this referral in the right way, in the effective way that we're going to talk through. And if you do that, you're going to hopefully get the business sorted and over the line. Point number two is this: you still have to build rapport. You've been given the chance with this relationship, with this introduction, to really have a head start and to work with someone. And especially if that person's a senior person in a business or an organization, it's a fantastic opportunity. But the problem is people still make a judgment on you within 3 to 10 to 15 seconds of you meeting them. And if your initial reaction is not great, or you don't build the rapport in the right way, and you don't smile and engage with them and be friendly and focused on them, then the chances are you're not going to make that relationship happen. So focus in on building rapport. No one, I repeat, no one is going to do business with someone just because someone else has recommended them. They're still going to like you, they're still going to like your company and what you do. So the reality is we've still got to focus on building that rapport and making sure that we cement in the mind of the person that we've been introduced to that we're a really great person. The referrer, the person that you've already done business with, has already said you're great. We now want to reconfirm that in the other person's mind. And by doing that, by smiling, engaging, being pleasant, focusing on them, making some great questions, asking some nice ways to get to know them is a perfect way to do that. But if you start assuming, if you start being cocky and arrogant and trying to assume that things are okay, then you might find that person doesn't like you and then decides to not do what you want them to do. So point number three, and a really simple thing that I try and do when people refer me, is ask questions and basically find out what they already know about you. I was referred by someone the other day and we've potentially looking to do some business together. And I asked the question, tell me a bit more about what has said about us. What is it that they find really useful and how did they think it could help you? What are some of the key things that they've mentioned about our service that we do and how did they feel that could be beneficial for you? Ask questions and get to know that situation and that person and what's going on and find out what the other person has said. The reason that's really important is sometimes people refer you and they actually haven't really gone into a lot of detail about who you are or what you do or what you charge or the price for your service. All they've said is, I know someone, and passed the information across. Or you might have found that actually they've gone into a lot of detail and said who you are, what you do, how much they've even invested themselves. The question is, get that insight, get to know that before you start assuming and doing things. And you're going to be in a far better position to then know how to shape the conversation to hopefully win the business. Ask questions, find out what they know about you. It's a great starting point once you've built that initial rapport. So the fourth point, and I say this in every sales video, and if you haven't learned it by now, then go back and look at all of my other videos. You have to dig into the problem or desire that the other person has got. And the way in which we do that is we ask great questions, and we ask questions in an empathetic, brilliant tonality way that makes the other person want to open up to us. You still got to query questions. You still got to ask questions about, tell me a bit more about your situation. What made you want to have a meeting with me today? What are some of the key things you're looking to resolve? What are some of the trends you're seeing at the moment in your industry? What are some of the things that keep you awake at night, etc., etc.? Those questions, you still have to ask them. You still have to treat this opportunity as a brand new opportunity and to find out where that person is. Because again, no matter who has referred you, if that person's problem isn't big enough, their desire to change isn't big enough, they're going to brush you into the long grass and they're not going to move forward. So still approach it in the same way. Ask the right questions and make sure you get to know what's going on and how big an issue it is for them. And once you do that, you can hopefully set the path in place for you to go and win the business. So the fifth point is this: you have to still qualify budgets. I know there's a number of people that have referred me to talk to other people, and the price that I'd offer to that person initially for a service is different to what I charge now. Why? Because my price has gone up, things have changed, circumstances have changed, the way I operate has been different. And so therefore, the price that I charge for a service now is different to what it was 3 years ago. You always have to understand that the budgets that the other person is working to are in line with those prices that you have now. And it may well be that the service you offer to someone at the moment is at a different price point. Great questions and great sales and business people still look to qualify. Tell me a bit more about the investment you're looking to make in this area. Tell me a bit more about how much you set aside to solve this problem. Typically this service ranges from X to Y. How does that feel for you? You've got to still find and get into the detail of what's causing them to know they want to solve the issue or problem or desire they have, and what money they've got or investment they're prepared to make that happen. And if you're here and they're here and the chances are there's too big a gap, they're just going to ghost you, or it's just never going to go anywhere. So still qualify based upon the criteria that are right for you, the things that are critical for the way in which you deliver success, and make sure you qualify around that investment to use your service or product. If you do that, you're going to be in a good position then to hopefully move forward and do a deal with the client. So I always talk to people about sales being 4 critical areas that you've got to focus on: the problem or desire, understanding, getting to know the other person, and the final 2 are belief and trust. The good thing is, once you've been referred by someone else, you've hopefully had some belief and trust that's already been built up. So one of the things we really want to make sure we do is refer back to the person that referred us and say, as you know, I was able to solve the problem for X as a result of this, and this way of doing things. You've been given an advantage by that referral. You've been given an advantage on who you are, because if that person and the referrer are good friends or get along, they're going to take their judgment. They're going to trust that other person and think, well, if so-and-so trusts them, then I can. So they've done some of the sales work for you. But it's key that you also share other examples. People will not want to just see that you've done work with one person or one company. They're going to want to see 2 or 3 examples to know that your colleague, the person that referred you, isn't alone. So refer back to that person to build belief and trust. Share stories where you're able to and where the referrer is happy to on how you dealt with the issue, but bring to life other examples so you can continue to build that belief and trust in the mind of the new person you're talking to, that you can work, you can solve their issues, and that if they put an investment into you, they're going to get a return. That's critical. So point number 7 is this: be really sure that you can deliver against the problem or desire that other person has. I've seen in so many situations, people say, oh, I'm really keen to do the referral. They get the business in and then they don't deliver to the quality or to the levels that that person wanted, or they can't do the work because they're busy, or there's a problem in some ways. And all that ends up happening is it makes it really awkward for that other person with the referrer. It makes it awkward for you with the referrer, and everyone just feels really strained at the whole process. You're better off to say, look, thanks ever so much for coming to talk to us, but I know Jack referred us, but at the moment we're not able to help you solve this for this and this reason, than to go and try and do the business and do a poor job and then make it difficult for Jack and the person that's referred them in the first place. That creates problems down the line. It doesn't do you any good, it doesn't do the new client any good, and it doesn't do the referrer any good. If you can't solve the problem, if you don't think you've got the skills or you can't help them in that way, be honest, front up about that, rather than trying to walk into a situation that's going to cause more problems down the line. It will hurt you, it will hurt your reputation, and it will probably stop that person ever referring anyone else to you again, which could potentially cost you thousands in the future. Be careful, know what you can do and what you can't do. If you're not able to do it, be honest about it. And the final point is this: if you have been able to ask these questions, provide a proposal, get comfort on the budget, and hopefully work with someone else, thank the referrer afterwards. I always drop a little box of cakes through, or a bottle of wine, or a little thank you to say to the referrer, thanks ever so much for referring me. Really appreciate you doing that, and here's a little gesture to say thank you. And why is that so important? It basically makes the other person feel really great and special, and it's always good to make other people feel great. But what it also does is it makes that other person think, wow, well, I'm going to continue to refer that person to them. So if they speak and meet with other people in their network or when they're out and about, the chances are they're then going to be in a position where they keep thinking, oh, so-and-so looked after me, they gave us some nice gifts, or they gave us something nice that made me feel special, I'm going to continue to refer them. The small gestures mean a lot, and as Maya Angelou said, people will forget what you've said to them, but they never forget how you've made them feel. So make that referrer feel special. Make them feel great. Make them feel that they want to keep referring you and they want to tell all of their friends and business colleagues about you and your company. And if you do that, and if you do it in the right way and deliver to the quality that they would want for their network, then you're going to open up huge opportunities for you and your company in the future. But if you do it badly, if you get these mistakes wrong, if you assume and don't query the questions and don't understand the audience, then you're going to turn that referrer into someone that doesn't go anywhere. You're going to cause problems and challenges in the relationship, and it's going to annoy everyone. So hopefully this video has given you some simple ideas that you can implement on how to tackle a referral or approach a referral correctly. But tell me what you think. Put it in the comment section below. What's worked for you? Have you won new business? What are the steps you've taken when a referral's come in to get someone on board? But these ideas, if you implement them in the right way, will get you what you want to. They'll get your company achieving business success and will hopefully get other people, lots of people out there referring you, so you build those pipelines up and have a choice on who you work with. Thanks for watching the video. My name is James White, small business sales expert, man that loves helping great service businesses get great results. And if you like the video, subscribe, like the channel. Make sure you hit that notification button so we get a video to you every Saturday morning. And I look forward to sharing other videos with you really soon. Take care.